counting down to the time when the wildebeest will inundate Kirawira and its guardians. This is the story of those few months, of the opportunities and the ordeals for the riverside animals as compared to the seining technique of the monitor, the crocodiles is a more communal approach. Swimming together, the crocs drive the fish up into the shallows and, in an extraordinary display of cooperation, form a living dam. Lying 4 or 5 abreast across the river, they confine the fish in a reptilian corral where they can feed on them at leisure. At this time of year, the large male crocodiles are territorial, and one dominant male would normally have this pool to himself, challenging all comers. But a fight here would break up the dam and release all the fish. It seems that for a few hours, all aggression is suppressed, as up to 70 crocodiles pool together to fish, all squashed into a few yards of water. It is not possible for a few tiny fish to support such a collection of monsters, but as hors d'oeuvre, they will tide the crocs over until the main course arrives. How the crocodiles know is a mystery. But what they know is that the rumble in the distance will not bring rain. It is the sound of the tide. The wildebeest are here. The great herds have traveled almost 100 miles from the plains where they calved. Although the calves are still suckling, their mother's milk is drying up, for the plains are parched and the grazing sparse. All are tired and all are thirsty. The giant crocs are hungry, as the lengths to which they went to catch a few small fish have shown. But they need patience now. Given the choice, the crocs target calves. They are more naive. They wade in deeper. And they have never seen a crocodile before in their lives. Once they have drunk at a pool, the wildebeest will be back. For although they flee from the commotion, they do not recognize the crocodiles as predators. That will take time. Every other predator they know gives chase, and when that happens, they run. Being hunted on the plains was never like this. There is an old hunter's theory that if you get grabbed by a croc, then you should go for its eye. It is rarely tested by wildebeest. But the crocodile's eye is the only weak point in an otherwise impenetrable head. It is a remarkable escape, deserved by such a spirited response. And the zebra's stripes still line up, so it's not badly hurt. When the croc really gets it right, there is nothing to be done. At the top of its stripe, it has already turned with the wildebeest and is well on the way out to deeper water. There are hundreds of such giants at Kirawira. Together, they form the most dramatic collection of crocodiles in Africa, sustained by this flood of wildebeest. For the giant crocodiles, the annual visit of the wildebeest is crucial. They rely on this yearly feast and will not feed like this again until the migratory herds return. Like all large reptiles, an individual crocodile needs surprisingly little food. To keep ahead, each adult need eat only half its body weight in food a year. For this spectacular population of giants, most of that is provided in this short period in the dry season, when the waters are churned as the tides meet at Kirawira. In the aftermath of the flood, all that remains is a few wildebeest hairs. They will provide some small degree of comfort for the wagtail's family when it hatches in a few weeks' time. Throughout the dry season, everything has been concentrating in the few pools that are left. Shallow and warm, they can bloom within hours. It is a froth of floating algae that rises to the surface in the sunlight. All along the river, the greening pools show that it is drying fast. Crocodiles and catfish must move now. The crocs can walk long distances, several miles a day if necessary. But it is hard work for a giant, even harder for a catfish, which will seize up if its skin dries out, so can only manage short walks between pools. Both need to try and find permanent water, the few deep pools